Hello and welcome to my hobby table once again, and today's video is going to be a short and maybe not so sweet one. So I am going to give my update on this hobby mat that I did a review on, I don't know, several weeks ago. So with that said, and with that put back down on the table, let's go to the table and I'll talk about the things that I do and do not like about this mat. Okay, so here on the table is this hobby mat that I just held up and I've just been using for the last few weeks. And here just so happens to be a beautiful Sato FA50 four-stroke engine that I just finished putting together. I put new bearings in it, haven't posted that video yet. Just cleaned it up, put it back together, and this thing is ready to rock and roll. This is the engine that Garrett gave to me. So hopefully this is going to get on the stand here very soon. But I wanted to show that I just reassembled this engine on this mat. Now, so let's start with the things I like about this mat, which is a pretty short list actually. The things I like about this mat are the overall size. And even the size of this work area is nice, but I like the size overall. The things and features about it that I do not care for is, first of all, and I've mentioned this before, I do not like the color. Now, the color for me, and let me just preface all this by saying that I am reviewing this and giving my opinion of this mat for the things that I am currently doing with it, which would be this. Working on engines, disassembling engines, reassembling engines, using oil, small parts, and stuff like that. That's not to say that this isn't a great mat for other hobby uses. So I'm giving my opinion of this mat for the purposes that I'm using it for. So with that said, again, I like the size. I do not like the color whatsoever. And for several reasons. I just don't like it, first of all. But secondly, it's not a very good match for making videos. It just kind of makes things look weird, and even when I try to enhance and change the colors, it just makes things look weird. So I don't care for the color at all. This matte color is much nicer and more conducive to making videos and editing than this. So that's the first thing I don't like. So, you know, some of these cubby holes are really nice. I was just using this one. I've used this one and this one before. And as you can see, I'm attempting to use this, and we'll talk about those three little compartments here in a second. So some of these little indented, walled off areas are nice to use. I'm finding that I don't really use these magnets at all. I mean, yeah, I might put a thing there, but for the most part, my tools are going to be like right here. I'm just going to throw tools here and not keep doing this because there's only two spots here that had the magnet. And it's not like, you can't pick this thing up and move it, which is another thing we're going to talk about. So why do you need a magnet when, I don't know. So anyway, I don't care for, I mean, these things are nice for holding parts while you're working on them, but that's it. So another thing is I cut things on this. And I cut this. This is not a self-healing mat, it's silicone, which, you know, I think I've done some cutting on this Boca mat, I believe, and it seems like it's a little more durable. But this, I've cut a hole or a slit right through it. Well, you know, that sucks. Because now if I have oil on here, it's going to seep through there. Is it a super huge deal? I'm not typically cutting on that. I would normally cut on this thing, but I just did it just to test it. The other thing with the color and the texture is all of these little areas here that are just these little squares, it just collects a lot of crap. So this engine, when I first got it, was filthy. It had debris, dust, dirt, foam particles, whatever it was on here, so I'm brushing it off and cleaning up. And then, of course, all that crap gets there. Well, and you can see here, let me zoom in on that real quick. Phew. See how that, just zooming in totally changed the way the video looks too? It's like now I would have to go and enhance the coloring here, which I don't like. But this area here is dirty. And I have cleaned this, attempted to clean this several times, and I used an orange oil based cleaner, which cleans damn near anything. And this is not, without a lot of effort. It's almost like that's just grabbing all of that filth. So it's not going to stay looking good for long if you're using oil and grit and stuff like I'm doing. So I don't care for that at all. It's tough to keep clean. I can feel stuff in it. I don't have like a little mini vacuum that I use to vacuum things here. I wipe and spray, and that's how I clean things. Or what I did try to do is, this leads as a perfect segue into this little freaking compartment. So this compartment, these compartments are not magnetized. They're just kind of a press fit type of thing. Well, so I had these nuts, or these bolts and lock nuts and washers in here because they're from one of my engine mounts that I just haven't put an engine back on. So I put them in here, and I'm like, well, I'm going to go and, I had a bunch of stuff on here. I'm going to go and dump this in the trash. So I'm like holding this and trying to do this and carry it over there and dump it. And I still ended up, these things just popped open like that and dumped all my screws and stuff into my garbage can. So then I had to sit there and dig those out. So these suck. I mean, it's almost be worth it just to cut these things off because they're useless. In fact, let's just do that. I'm just doing that. There, I'm done with that. It's just ridiculous because if you put something in there and you put the cover on there and you forget that you've got something in there and you just go to move this and out of the way, because I'll move this out of the way and put it someplace else when I go to do my Boca videos because I use the other mat, then it's gonna just flop open and dump everything you've got in there. So that sucks. So I don't care for that at all. So, you know, those are the things I don't like about it. It also said on the packaging that there was a built-in ruler. I still have yet to find the built-in ruler. And even if you were to keep some of these things, it'd be nice if they were, you know, highlighted, the words were highlighted with a different color like this so it was readable. So there's no ruler like this on this mat at all, even though the little hanger clip said there was, and there's not. So, and that would be a very nice thing to do because there's many times when I'm, you know, lining up screws to put them back in an engine, I'll line them up like this to check links. And if there's like a little ruler there, then I can, you know, either that or I'll just line them up like this against one of these walls and I can tell the difference in length there. So it's not a big deal, but I mean, if you're gonna say you have a ruler, put a ruler on it, but there isn't. So, you know, I guess, you know, for $10, it's not like I wish I hadn't bought it because, I mean, it works, but I don't care for it at all. In fact, I'm probably going to get rid of it. Anyway, that is my quick review. I keep holding this engine. Here's my quick review of this engine. No, that is my quick updated review of this $10 hobby mat. Does not work for me at all. Minimally it works for me, but would I buy another one? Absolutely not. I don't care for it whatsoever. Will I throw it away? Probably not. When it gets to a point where it's just too difficult to clean or to cut up, I'll just pitch it then and go back to using just my Boca mat instead of this one. So there you have it. That's my updated review on this hobby mat.